Hi there, welcome back. Well, we're going to look at BOIVerify again, and this time, instead of the grid displays, which I've already covered in a previous one, we're going to look at distributions. Now, this is just another way of displaying the information, and I've got max T selected here, and I've also decided to collect some additional guidance on there. See, I've got the console clicked, the GFS40 clicked, and the official clicked. Now, it's hard to see over here, but I've got 7 days, the last 7 days clicked on there, and I'm going to come up here, and I do have something to show you in a little bit about edit areas, but I just want to clear my edit areas. Let's see, and then let's look at the error histogram first. Now this will come up fairly quickly, and you'll see here in this error histogram that this is showing pretty much where we forecast and where the error was, and either too cool or too warm. And the center stick in the middle there, that is where you want to be. That would be a, if all of our grid points were a perfect forecast, then we'd have this blue graph completely clustered on this line right here. But instead, you can see that we've got a bias right here. This will actually show it. You can see it graphically in this, how all this graph right here is over on the warm side of the forecast, or pardon me, indicating that it was warm compared to observed data, and it's by about 4 degrees warm on average. Now, but the thing is that's really tricky is you got to look up here at the grid points in the edit area, and you see how that says 41,000 grid points and another some more. That right there is our entire area. That's not just the area that we actually forecast for. That's the entire area that's viewable in GFE. So let's go ahead and exit out of that, and the way we're going to fix that, I'm just going to go here to hide, and I'm going to go to edit areas, most used, mob land, and you see how that lit up our forecast area, just the land area, which is all we're concerned about. I can go ahead and click on this again and run this again, and you'll see now grid points in edit areas 7,321, which is exactly what it should be. Now unfortunately though, look here at this graph and you see that we've still got a very significant warm bias here at the zero projection hour right here, and if we keep going, that actually stays pretty common through our 72-hour forecast. Now I can also compare here with the official, the console, and the GFS40, and of all things, it's kind of interesting that the GFS40 actually had a little bit less of a bias than we had in our official data over these 7 forecasts valid on this particular day. Now let's go and look at the expected value, which is a really neat graph, which it'll come up here quickly. The expected value graph, what you want is everything to be located on this black line right here, which is a perfect match of our forecast temperatures down here and our observed temperatures on the vertical. But this right here, since all of the bulk of our forecast data is all located to the right of that line, that would mean that our forecasts are too warm compared to the observed data. And that's just another way of looking at the information we looked on the error histogram, where you saw that we had roughly about a 7-degree on average warm bias. Now I can put on here the console, which is kind of similar, and GFS40, which, as you remember, the GFS40 had a lower bias overall, and so it will be close, or lower warm bias, so it's closer to that line. It's just another way of looking at it. Now there's and again we can step through the different projections for this forecast period. Now let's look at another neat power out of this, is that we can clear this edit area, and how about we look at just an edit area over this area, the Crestview, Okaloosa County area. Well, let's go and pull that up. Still look at our max T. We're looking at our expected value. Got my official and the two models on there. And I'm going to run that. And you see that our forecast for Crestview, these are high temperatures, tend to be warm. And you compare with how the Consol did in the GFS 40, which actually was doing a little bit better on that than we were. And I can click them off and look at them, and then, oops, look at the different projections to see how they did during the different forecast projections. Well, how about min temps? Well, if I click on min temps, run that, you see that the observed data tends to be cooler than what we forecast. And that is typical. That area is kind of notorious for being a little bit cooler than we expect. How did the Consol do? A little bit better, and the GFS 40 did fairly well, but it also had a little bit of a warm bias. So I hope that helps show some other ways that you can use BOIVerify. This is just very introductory and just showing you how to use it, and also some words of caution about making sure you have the proper edit area. Alright, thanks.